How y'all doing? This is Mr. Ziegler. Today I'm going to walk you through using Haiku Deck for the web. I'll post another video for the iPad app, but it's pretty similar. So you log in, click New Deck, and it's going to bring you to the interface where you're going to work. That's the worst thing about Haiku Deck is it's nice and simple. It's intuitive. It does just what you need, nothing that you don't. All right. So throw in a title here, sample Haiku Deck. And it's going to start with a couple different layouts. So since this is a title slide, so we could look at a couple different ones, we'll go with this. You can also go down here to play around with the layout. So let's plug something in. And you can then look at a couple of different ways to have this be displayed. All right. The next one here is to change the background. You can do a just solid color background. You can add in graphs, as I'm going to show you a little bit later, or you can choose an image. You can upload images, but my favorite thing about Haiku Deck is it's linked with a database searching through public domain images. So this way it's nice and simple for students to add in images without having to worry, is this copyright protected or not? So I don't know, let's just plug in a word here and find a nice image. As you can see, most of them are pretty, they sort by giving you some high definition photos, so it looks pretty nice. All right. When you can also click on notes, and this is where students or users can plug in their script for the presentation. All right, and when you're ready, you just click Add Slide, and you're gonna walk through a similar one. So this one, maybe you want more bulleted. So and you just kind of plug in and keep going. You'll notice it's really meant to be minimalistic in terms of not a lot of information. If I type too much, the font is going to get smaller and smaller. You can see that it doesn't wrap around to the next text because that's to the next line because it's not going to look as sharp. But that also limits you a little bit. Haiku Deck is great when you're given just a quick snapshot, when you really want to grab someone's attention and pitch an idea. As a result, it's good for, I find, the beginning of a unit, but it's not necessarily the best for if students are trying to, for a summative assessment, where students are trying to show everything that they know, because you're limited with how much information you can throw out there. So again, that's from here. Then we could play around with different layouts, how it's going to look. We can add in a script. We can choose different backgrounds. That's pretty much the main idea. The other step that I'll show you is how to use then the slides. So let's plug in, or how to use the graphs. So then instead of choosing solid color or the background, you choose this right here. And it's going to give you a couple of options for graphs. And each one's really quite intuitive in how you add in. We'll play around with the bar graph. And you have items. You just type it in. If you want more than that, you just press the plus button and it'll give you another. And you have a couple of options for how you then input the data. You can do based on raw numbers and say, okay, there's 20 of item 1, there's 5 of item 2, and so on and so forth. Or you can then play around with the percentages. Either way, it's going to give you a pretty useful graph right there. So that's the main idea in terms of doing that. You can delete slides, you can copy them over so that you want the same kind of format, but this is going to give you some really sleek, simple presentations. If that's what you're looking for, this is the way to go. If you're looking for something with a little bit more depth, then maybe Prezi or VoiceThread is going to be a better tool. But with that more depth comes more complications. When students do finish their presentation, they can view them to see how it appears, and they can also then export them, be it as a PDF, so you have a nice, this might be good for meetings in terms of putting together a little bit more captivating kind of handouts. You can export it as a PowerPoint, a slide share, you can give a little bit more information, and you can also share it in a number of different ways, be it on social media or emailing to students or teachers, embedding onto websites. This will give you the HTML code, or you can do it right into WordPress. So you have a number of options for doing this. And the nice thing is that this is cloud-based, so your work or students' work are tied to their account, not to one particular device. So you can start something here, then pull up their iPhone or iOS app, or jump to another computer and keep working. So Haiku Deck, for the right assignment, when you're trying to do a quick, stylish pitch, this is a fantastic resource. All right, I'd recommend you get in, play around with it, and you'll get a hang of it in no time. All right, enjoy.